Ever wondered if you have the power to turn your life around just by believing in yourself? Quite the conundrum, isn't it? Well, let me tell you, the power of self-belief is not just some hocus-pocus or a whimsical concept from a fairy tale. It's as real as the air you breathe. Now you might be thinking, self-belief, isn't that just for kids like believing in Santa Claus or the Tooth Fairy? Well, here's a funny thought for you. Unlike our dear old Santa, who mysteriously vanishes when we grow up, self-belief stays with us. It doesn't ask for cookies and milk, nor does it leave a pound under your pillow. It's always there, waiting for you to embrace it, to tap into its power, and to make the seemingly impossible possible. So what if I told you that self-belief is like your own personal fairy dust? Let me tell you a story about two chickens, Clucky and Lucky. In the heart of a bustling farm lived two chickens, Clucky, a rather pessimistic bird, and Lucky, who was always brimming with optimism. Although chickens aren't known for their flying capabilities, Lucky held a firm belief that he too could fly. Clucky, on the other hand, was a realist. He knew chickens were not built for flight. He'd seen his fellow fowls attempt to fly, only to end up in an unceremonious heap on the ground. Clucky was content with his life on the ground, pecking at seeds and squawking at anyone who dared to cross him. Lucky, however, wasn't satisfied with just pecking at seeds. He had dreams of soaring above the farm, feeling the wind ruffle his feathers. Every morning he would flap his wings vigorously, hoping to lift off the ground. And every morning he would end up with nothing more than a few ruffled feathers and a tired expression. But Lucky's failed attempts didn't deter him. He kept trying, day after day, with unwavering belief in his capabilities. His zest for life and his unshakable self-belief made him a source of amusement and inspiration for the other animals on the farm. Clucky, on the other hand, was often seen sulking in a corner, grumbling about Lucky's futile attempts to fly. He couldn't understand why Lucky would waste his energy on something so impossible. But here's the interesting part. Even though Lucky couldn't fly, his self-belief led him to live a more fulfilled life. He was happier, more energetic, and more adventurous. His optimism was infectious, and he was well loved among the farm animals. Clucky, despite his practical approach, was often grumpy and isolated. His pessimism often led him to miss out on the simple joys of life. So, what's the takeaway from our tale of two chickens? It's simple. Your beliefs and mindset can significantly influence your life's quality. A positive belief can lead to a happier and more fulfilling life, even if it's not grounded in reality. Remember, be a Lucky, not a Clucky. Now, let's get a bit nerdy and talk about the science behind self-belief. Picture your brain as a stubborn mule. It's not that it doesn't want to believe in you, it's just that it needs a bit of coaxing. And just like our mule friend, our brains need constant reassurances to keep going. Now let's dive into the science of it all. Research has shown that self-belief or confidence impacts both our mental and physical health significantly. It's like a magic potion that boosts your well-being. Only, it's not magic, it's science. In a study from the University of Melbourne, individuals with high self-belief were found to have better physical health and were less likely to be overwhelmed by stress. It's as if their self-belief was a protective shield, fending off the negative effects of stress. On the mental health front, a study published in the Journal of Personality found that people with high self-belief were less likely to suffer from depression and anxiety. Imagine self-belief as a fluffy, comforting blanket that shields you from the chilly winds of mental health issues. And it's not just about warding off health issues, it's also about enhancing performance. A study from the University of Pennsylvania found that students with high self-belief perform better academically. Just think, self-belief could be the secret ingredient to acing your exams. But wait, there's more. Self-belief also influences how we perceive and tackle challenges. According to a study from Stanford University, individuals with high self-belief were more likely to view challenges as opportunities rather than threats. So, self-belief is like a pair of rose-tinted glasses, making the world look less scary and more full of potential. As we can see, the science behind self-belief is as robust as our stubborn mule friend. It's a powerful tool that impacts our health, performance, and perspective in life. And the best part? Unlike a stubborn mule, it's something we can cultivate and grow. See, even science agrees. Self-belief isn't just some new age fluff. Scene script. Alright, now that you're convinced, how do you go about boosting this magical self-belief? You might be sitting there scratching your head, wondering, how do I become the bee's knees? Well, let's dive into the tips that can help you boost your self-belief. First off, start your day with a solid pep talk. Stand in front of the mirror every morning, look yourself in the eyes and announce, I am the bee's knees. You might feel a bit silly at first, but trust me, this is a surefire way to kickstart your confidence. And don't worry if your cat gives you weird looks. They're just jealous of your newfound self-assurance. Next, set realistic goals for yourself. Aim for the stars by all means, but remember, even the moon is a pretty good place to land. If your goal is to become a world champion chess player, start by beating your grandfather at a game first. Small victories build up over time and give you the confidence to tackle bigger challenges. Thirdly, banish the word failure from your vocabulary. Instead, introduce the term learning opportunity. You didn't fail that test. You found a learning opportunity. You didn't drop that tray of lasagna. You discovered a new way to season your kitchen floor. Keep your sense of humor about you, and remember that every setback is a setup for a comeback. Fourth, surround yourself with positive people. We all know that one person who could find a cloud in a silver lining. Avoid them. Instead, seek out companions who will cheer you on, who see your potential and will help you see it too. Fifth, practice self-care. Take care of your body and your mind. This isn't just about eating your greens and going for a jog. It's about taking time to relax, to do things you enjoy. Read a book, go for a walk, or even binge watch that new series on Netflix. Just don't forget to pause and remind yourself, I am the bee's knees. Finally, remember to celebrate your accomplishments, no matter how small. Did you finally manage to fold a fitted sheet without it looking like a crumpled mess? Celebrate. Did you make it through a whole day without losing your phone? Celebrate. Each little victory is a testament to your ability and boosts your self-belief. So there you have it, 6 tips to boost your self-belief. Remember, this isn't a one-time thing. Self-belief is like a muscle. It needs to be exercised regularly. So stand tall, puff out your chest, and remind yourself daily, I am the bee's knees. And remember, self-belief isn't like a Netflix subscription. You can't just cancel it when things get tough. In conclusion, remember this motto: believe it to achieve it. Now, I know this sounds as cliched as a fortune cookie, but bear with me for a moment. Just as we've discussed throughout this video, self-belief is the cornerstone of success. It's the secret sauce, the magic ingredient, well, you get the point. It's rather like a good cup of tea, isn't it? The quintessential British beverage. Now, I know some of you may be more coffee people, but let's stick with the tea metaphor for a moment. Self-belief, like a steaming cup of Earl Grey, is comforting. It's that warm, fuzzy feeling that assures you, yes, I can do this. It's the comforting whisper that says, go on, take that leap, you've got this. And just like a robust cup of English breakfast, self-belief is invigorating. It's the boost of confidence that propels you forward, that gives you the energy to tackle any challenge that comes your way. It's the jolt of courage that says, bring it on, world, I'm ready for you. But perhaps most importantly, self-belief, much like a cup of chamomile, can turn a dreary day brighter. It's the light at the end of a seemingly endless tunnel, the ray of hope on a cloudy day. It's the gentle nudge that says, keep going, there's a rainbow waiting for you at the end of this storm. So, my dear friends, remember to keep your self-belief brewing. It's your personal cup of tea, always ready to comfort, invigorate, and brighten your day. And if you ever find it running low, remember to give yourself a refill. Because let's face it, no one likes a cold cuppa, do they? So, go out there and sprinkle that self-belief fairy dust everywhere. Because after all, you're the bee's knees.